وقل أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم في هذا اليوم المبارك، وهي يوم 1/3/1446 هجري الموافق يوم الخميس، ونبث لكم من أقصى قاعة من الإفريقية، وهي مدينة كيب تاون الذي تقع على ساحل البحر الذي يمترج البحران. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته to our beautiful mothers and our beautiful fathers, our ancestors, Allahu Akbar wa lillahi alhamd, and our spouses, our beautiful children of this beautiful tribe in the south, coming to you live here in this beautiful city of Madinatul Kaab, which is where the two seas meet. On this, the 1st of Rabiul Awwal, 1/3/1446, it is the season of the dawning of the new narrative of the age. Allahu Akbar. And we are coming to terms with how the darkness is being released from our hostage state. Okay, Allahu Akbar wa lillahi alhamd. We are in the most greatest path of transitions and transformations if we are matured to understand the process. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. The forefathers of the ancient aboriginal tribes of the land had always asked the prime creator for guidance, like your mothers ask Allah for ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Why do you think you are asking Allah for ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim? For yourself? Or is it for your children and your next children, as Ibrahim had been given that right to ask for his next of generations? If you are making dua only for you, then you have not woken up yet. You are still in your deepest sleep, because you have not realized where you come from, and you don't come to terms with who must still come through you. Okay, that is what happens when you have been diverted of course, and you have been given a false destination, a false identity, and you have been kidnapped from your mother's trust. Allahu Akbar wa lillahi alhamd. Rabiul Awwal, mashallah, kullu amin wa antum bi khair, mabruk for you who was in the process of coming to terms with how important this stage of our liberation is, both in our soul levels, in our physiological and biological forms. When your forefathers of the land of the south had been preparing for this specific season, that specifically made sure that they left a very deep impression on the organic tribe children. Okay, the organic tribes are those tribes of mothers that are still alive today, be they the 70s or in the 80s or even in the 50s, and they can still remember how they were wearing that strooimacy rokkies, and how they used to bacha that riwayats. Sommige van hulle het dit sommer gafies geken. Subhanallah, if truth must live, then many of you would be in the grave, because many of you have unfortunately forsaken that beautiful investments that was made in you, that you had to redeposit it in your next generation. Now that is that ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. If you did not deposit it in your next generations as it was in you, then the dua was not accepted. The opposite was accepted. Okay. It is that time, people, that you must come to terms with the atrocities that a tribe has to have a tribunal in the heavens in order to count their losses, realize how much has departed from the tribe, how much they have lost to the adversary, how much they have lost to foreign occupation, how much they have lost in soldiers, okay, and what to do with the authentic aboriginals of the tribe that has still maintained their authentic identities, their spiritual connections with their ancestors. Okay, by now you should know that Allah is not a physical human being, nor is Allah going to be able to be. You cannot visual Allah. You cannot see Allah in a physical space. Okay. By now you have to come to terms that many of your software has expired, and because you did not purchase a higher grade module, upgrade your console, okay, you have fallen out of the race of why you have come to fulfill your purpose. Okay. 5 years ago, the planet Earth, the universal conscious in which all of us live in as one, she has gone through her upgrades. Okay. Your planetary vibratory planet has gone into an ascension. سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام. So you were in a stagnant, decomposing, dilapidated life modulation. You had by then acquired many different formats of how to imprison gods and religions, and how to create many partners to your oneness of your Allah. Okay, you had found the need to replace him with a scientific module. Okay, inside of your mental capacities, people. This is what we are speaking. When we speak to you, we are speaking to you from the collective conscious. Okay, we're not speaking to you from an individual brains. Okay, we know conscious. We know what it is to be immortal. We know what death is, and we know what it is to understand يعني هو الحي القيوم, what it means to be ever living and ever awoken conscious. Okay. When we do this programming, it is encoding for the next generations to always remember what had happened to their last generations, that they had today. We have to depart from them. We have to depart from their broken narratives and the shirk behavior and lifestyles. Okay. It is the time of our lives that we had to term who we are, and we had to purge and escape the what was happening from within. Okay, it was time 5 years ago for you to come back home, for you to find your memories, for you to come to consolidate with the true fiber of your cultural essence. Okay, that is where Allah is. People, you have very little idea who Allah is. Very little. You have mostly Allah in the form of idols, because your beliefs is not going to serve you nor those who are going to come through you, whilst you are going to remain stagnant. Okay, we are down to serious business here, because life is serious, people. Especially in the time that um, you had to declare who you are to the heavens. Okay, and the way to do that is to become to simplify and to become minimalistic. Okay, less was to become more. Why? Because you were not your body, you were your soul, you were your conscious, you were your truth, you were the child of your mother. You were not a big, fully grown human thinking that you've got it under control. Most of us lost the plot. Most of us has lost true connectivity with the essence of spirituality. Most of us has not resonated with Akhirah. It was a time where the planet goes into a shift, and it takes up to about 8 years. We've gone through 5 of those stages, mashallah. You don't feel it with your body, because you are not your body, you are your soul. You live in your soul. Therefore, when you die, your body don't go with you, because your body dies, but you remain awake. You remain connected in the collective conscious, because that is where you are born. You are born in there. You are given light from there into your body. Your body works for you. You don't work for your body. Okay. But since most of us has used a false narrative of a God and a religion and lost the spiritual essence of your cultural identity, you had to substitute your your cultural identity for something which was superficial. Okay, that was the greatest price you could pay when you had exercised the right of forming a scientism, connection with a Allah. Okay, it's not within Allah. I can't call it Allah. We will still come to understand. Most of you don't know, yani, who you are, so you're not going to understand who is Allah. Okay, you just have the word, but you have too many gods, you have too many idols that is obstructing you from understanding what time it is in your pure essence of conscious. Okay, this is why the Quran came. It wasn't to come to tell you about a prophet. People, you're a soul, man. You're not a human. Okay, when you are trapped in your physicalness, then you need a prophet. But when you are exercising your sovereign right, you need prophecies. Okay? Why do you think the word prophet and prophet is the same? Use your brains. It's how the vibrations has taken you into the most deepest of dark holes, that you do not understand how the psychology and the universe is in synchronicity. Okay, Allah is magnetism. That is what Allah is. You might not understand it because you are you are in a very, very awkward situation in life. Okay. This was a promised time. It was a promised age. Okay. You don't have to be intelligent. You just have to feel. That was on. That was the truth about this time. You had to feel it like you felt the Maulud when you were a child. They activated something in you when you put on that gold shoes, okay, and that flower girl, yani, blommetjies, en die rooswater wat hulle gespuit het in hulle hande, okay, en die rampies wat hulle gemaak het vir siekes van lemonblare. There was deep, deep messages in your culture. You don't understand where these people come from because you yourself don't know where you come from. Therefore, yani, you don't know your ancestors. You have no idea where you come from. Okay. This was a time in civilization is that you had to accept the exam. Okay. You all consciously we know about it, unconsciously we are either yani, lost our path. Okay, you can by yourself make the sums, people. You can know what you knew when you were a child and how you abdicated from that original yani, vibrations, frequencies, and identity. Okay, whilst you were in that form, you were minimalistic. Less was more because that was everything you had. And that was making you the most happiest human being. Because everybody had a little, but we shared it. And that made it feel complete. That made it feel rich. That made it feel valued. That made it feel spiritual. Okay? That made it feel spiritual. Remember now, we're not speaking about religion. We're speaking about something completely away from what you had transformed, that you had to find a religion to justify your your uh, your transformations and your exchange, yani, okay? You never had fatwas when you were in the 70s and in the 60s and in the 80s for that matter. But since your lives became so dogmatic, so secularist, yani, modulated, you had to find new scientism formulas to justify that what you are doing is okay by the gods that we control. Okay? Be honest with yourselves. This is the time. This is Yawmul Hisab. Many of you cannot enter into this age of Hisab because die besigheid is nog baie mekaar. Julle weet nie whether you're coming, where you're going, whether your children are in the house, where the hell they are. But you just know that alles is donker. Okay. 5 years ago, the planet, when we speak about the planet is inside of you, people. You don't understand conscious. You are only conscious. Your body is not you. You are your conscious. Without conscious, your body has no purpose. And without you finding and establishing purpose why Allah granted you to exercise your self-determination in this dimension, it's not going to add up. You're not going to find your timelines and you're not going to synchronize. Okay, you got to synchronize with the God mind. Okay, it's the God mind that activates the collective conscious, the divine space. Okay, that is where the magnetism comes in. That is why you cannot see God, you can feel God. Okay, the energy is in the feeling. The feeling is the conscious. Okay, the conscious supplies you with the data. The data is translated into intelligence. The intelligence allows you to read your book of life. Okay, that never ends. Your book of life never ends. That's forever. That's forever. That's the forever game. Okay. That's the beauty of Allah. That is being in Allah's presence. That is like eating, drinking from the rivers of eternity. Because the knowledge, the wisdom, the love, the key, the perfection, it doesn't stop, people. It doesn't stop. It's nurun ala nur. Really, it is magnetic. If light is electricity, then Allah is magnetism. It attracts you, and it is the force that lives within you, and that's the cosmos that that you get to activate once you have found peace with thyself. Okay, so the soul tribes they come from all over the spectrum. Okay, they don't have a specific religion. They are peace searchers and truth seekers. They come into earth as awakening tribes, like what you come to terms with Surah Al-Kaf in your scrolls. Okay, where they come in with the mission to extract those who have survived the aftermath. Okay, scientific, consciously. Okay, they come accompanied with the ancestors. They come accompanied with the new narrative of what is the meaning of going through a upgrade from your physical, biological, self-centered, selfish, analysis of who you are, to being upgraded to becoming the oneness of part of the soul of the collective universal heart. Okay. This is for the Ahlul Kitab, for the people who read their chapter. This is Ahlul Kitab, not what you were told in the old world. Okay, compartmentalized Islam into different religions, Christianity, Judaism. These were human constructs. It was not as what the Quran had explicitly brought to the people of the soul. Okay, the Ahlul Kitab, those who were given access to reading the Book of Life. Okay, the Book of Life is the chapter of where you are currently exercising self-determination. You are now getting to understand why you have awoken in this time, why you had started questioning the motives of your adversary, because it's only happening within. Nothing is happening on the outside if it has not been activated from within. The light is from the in out. But because of the overwhelming darkness that you reside in ignorance and in shirk, okay, you are just accepting the adversary's narrative because you have no idea what the hell had shaken you up. And that was when the COVID was the core of the ID, where you had to now go into a new evolution of finding a new identity. Okay, 1 to 9 is a reset, right? For your information, this is what we call the Ahlul Raqim, people who understand the numbers, numerology. This is not to be found in the religion. This is to be found in the higher scripts when you are able to read the Book of Life. Okay? It is the gathering of the masters Like Allah says, and Sayyidan wa Hasuran wa Nabiyyan. Okay? When you heal, when you are healing, when you are coming to terms with the fact that you have been um, stagnated, you adopted idolic lifestyle modulations and simulations, you were directly involved in fully blown shirk. Okay, all of us. Okay, don't make an excuse here. I'm the first one to have made confession. Okay, a prophet would never be guided to the light if he doesn't know where the dark was. Okay, just put in your mind. You have been moduling on a fictitious understanding of your journey of earth. Okay, how and where you are supposed to have ascended into, and how you could get this enormous sail. This was a sail that was happening in the heavens, that you could consolidate, you could retrieve your lost data, your lost memory, your lost path, your lost soul, and re-establish path with your ancestors, okay, that came and was in this land forever, okay. You could erase that Malay mentality, okay. Malay, says Malay, okay. Layman, hulle is lay, hulle wil nie dinkie, okay. And you could have reconciled with your brothers and sisters of other faiths, that is from your great mother's house of this land. Your religion today, it had promoted racism. Wallahi, you had become very racist people. You had judged people on their color, whether they were white or whether they were dark. But what made you so is your religion. Your religion made you to be feeling and identifying that you're better than the rest. Okay? The God that you found was a racist God. And that is how it was transmitted to you. And you have no way of denying it because racism is within you. Your children know your characteristics. We witnessed your racism inside of you. Okay? Whether it is the political ordeal that you have made, but we can consolidate that any religion, it is a manifestation of racism, okay, because it makes you feel better than the other. It gives you the legitimate right of promoting divide and conquer. Okay, this was the strategy what was used by your adversary in your holy scriptures. Okay, your holy scriptures, if you understand it in its present context of a changed, altered state of conscious, if you have found your new self, then you will understand that you are coming out of a Pharaonic capture of a narrative. Okay, you were Pharaoh because there is no enemy other than you. There is no darkness on the outside, darkness on the inside. Okay. There's no whore on the outside. The whore is just inside, people. Your conscious is your it never lies. Okay. Your truth resides within because only you know your truth. Nobody else knows your truth. You cannot lie to yourself. But you went and made a case study of a God who you would never be able to comprehend. You wanted to study God's mind in a religion. People, many of those in your land understands what has happened to you over the last 500 years since the colonial age. Okay. Many of those that did not go leave their ancestral cultural identity and spirituality. And they saw what had happened when your great grandmother was evicted from the house and made to be who she is not. Okay? And how they cultivated the minds of that nation and of that tribes. But Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, your ancestors, be them having adopted Christianity or Judaism or Islam or Sunnism, what was important for you to understand is that the spiritual connection with the cosmic evolution was very much emphasized, specifically during the Maulud season, because the children was activated in a soul presence. Okay, they came to know and love a prophecy, okay, of a unfolding event in their culture, in their history of their lands, that their mothers could not witness, but they had planted it in the children's cultural philosophies and practices, that they would witness this transfusion where the children would come back to mama's house. Okay, we'll come back to our mother nature. Okay, we would now dispose of the colonial gods, the colonial invasions, the imperial systems, okay, idolic systems that they brought into our pure lands. Okay, lands is within people. The land is inside of you. Nothing lives on the outside. The ard and the sama will go up. Okay. So if you purify yourself and you've gone through the less is more and gone through uh, um, breaking out of that that physical capture, subhanallah, you should have swum in the oil of the sibgha of the Isa, the Christo conscious, that would give you access to the Ahmad and Muhammad conscious stages, okay, in the cosmic ascension. This is real what I'm telling you. It's very real. A lot of prophecies planted there. But you're never going to meet a physical prophet. You're going to meet the cosmos. If Allah is not physical, if Allah is a magnetism, then how can Muhammad be human? How could you have a picture of a Muhammad that is human? You've got to realize you are in a new stage of evolution, of expansion of consciousness. Okay? This was the taqallub. قَدْ نَرَى تَقَلُّبَ وَجْهِكَ فِي السَّمَاءِ فَلَنُوَلِّيَنَّ. You don't follow anybody, you follow your heart, because your heart has you shielded. Your heart has you has your best, and only you know what the heart feels, not what the heart knows. What you know about the heart is what the heart feels, and that is how it transmits a message. That is the message that the Prophet brings to you, so that you understand the message without there being a physical message or a physical official language, because this is the silent language, the vibrational language. You have not studied this because you have not studied yourself. The knowledge is implanted within you. All the truth is there. Every answer you are searching is not with any other human being. It's just with yourself. Okay? It is there where your wisdom is founded. It is there where your purpose, yes, is founded. It is there where your affection to the compassionate, most compassionate, the Ra'ufur Rahim is, and It is there where you will now understand whether you are soul or whether you are still combating with your physical yani, enslaved version. Okay? There is no one, as I always say, there is nobody that is in the wrong place at this moment in time. You are only favorably where you are because you have you have yet to upgrade your levels of density. Okay, you have also been of that tribes in the land, this people that very simple khalifatjies. Hulle liewer aan tafel sit en rocklands en hy goed is 'n baie arme mense, baie arm, subhanallah. But you know what? Wallahi, if you enter into these people's homes, you don't actually see the material part of their lives. You actually see that glow, and you feel as part of that soul tribes, you feel that you found your true ancestors' children in this land. Okay, you can feel your family, you can feel your soul tribes. It's not about a entitlement because you are a Shia, you are a Qadiani, you're a Jesuit. No. There's no titles, entitlements here, Yani. You feel it. You just feel it. Okay? That is how this new age would be Yani, demarcating who your family is. This is the early Ibrahim. This is the early Dawood. This is the early Lut. Yani. Okay? These are the people that would now be residing yani, and recognizing and restoring the home of their ancestral mother, of whom it is only one mother. There's never two mothers. There can be two fathers, but it can only be one Okay, one mother cannot have two fathers. Okay, one father, sorry, Marv, one father cannot have two mothers. There's only one mother. You, as a civilization, when you come back into this natural order today, you got to come back to the natural motherly order, the matriarch order. Okay, you got to become mother's children, Mother Earth's children. You got to start feeling what it is to live and stand on your mother's Jannah. Okay, you got to come to terms with the fact that your body yani, works for you, but you will only understand your body if it synchronizes with your mother's Jannah. Okay, most of us, we cannot synchronize with the Jannah because we are chemicals. We are not your bodies are not real. Okay, most of your bodies are poison. Okay, and the radiation that your governments has allowed to go through your bodies while you are sleeping, even at night, with these Wi-Fi's, try to unplug yourselves from Wi-Fi at night. Okay, keep your phones far away from you, put that TV off. It's almost Maghrib now. By now, after 5 years, you should have been out of television. Okay, you should have already started knowing where you should only be eating. You should have had full conviction, because your doubt is because you don't know what is inside. Okay, that is why we eat with our hands, and that's why we eat inside our house. Because once you are consolidated inside, there is no raib, la raiba fi. You don't allow anything to come in here. No medicine, no chemicals, no sorts of liquid that is going to anything. People, wallahi, you know what? The universe automatically alerts you once something trespasses, the alarm goes off. Okay? You are a civilization that got a second opportunity, and your souls knows about it. Okay? Many of you had chosen to go onto the respiratory machines. You chose the most difficult of all of us, because you wanted to come back and make a positive impact on your families, on your yani, on your tribe. Okay, many that left during COVID, it was their choice, because the vibratory frequency of the planet invited them for this transition. They lightened up the whole spectrum in the conscious violence, right? The sacrifice is acknowledged by the heaven. Okay, the Ahlul Ard, the people on the earth, obviously we have to take accountability for what we lost. Okay, but those that has left, mashallah, tabarakallah, they are lieutenants. They were lieutenants. They know what they did. Allahu Akbar. Anyway, we are now almost on to Maghrib again. It is iftar time. It is bukat time. And for the last 5 years, people, you eat to live. You don't live to eat. And you don't need much. We've lived. I'm taking it on myself. I've eaten for 50 years of my life. I didn't exercise so much fasting. But this time around, I actually decided to live life on the other side of it and look at it from another angle. Okay? And to me, Ramadan is no longer Ramadan in my life, because I fast more than what I fast in Ramadan. So that hype of Ramadan doesn't feature in my life anymore, because وَمَنْ تَطَوَّعَ خَيْرًا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ شَاكِرٌ عَلِيمٌ. If you're going to go onto this higher dimension of overcoming death and overcoming the fear of death, then you have to go into your immortal ascension. Okay, and the less your digestive systems are invaded and occupied and chemicalized, the more effective your central nervous system will feed your conscious. Okay, so mashallah tabarakallah, this is the journey in the everlasting, in the eternal. Okay, it's in conscious. It is magnetism, and it is accompanied by the companionship of love, of unconditional love, that is from the mother. Okay? Nobody can give you that love. If you want to find it in a prophet, then remember, he also has to have a mother, and his mother is greater than him. Okay, so people, this is revelation time, self-revelation, self-knowledge, self-identification. You gotta learn who you are, because many of you has adopted new cults, okay, foreign religions, foreign gods. Therefore, you don't know who God is. Okay, Allah give barakat, Allah give khairat, and Allah give love. Okay, love. We have programs, we have a system, we have a quantum lifestyle village that we are getting and preparing for our great mothers. Before they leave, at least we need to make them know where they're going to. Okay, because you guys are just throwing our mothers into these holes in Ansifa Khitfana. We understand where they need to be. We know how to, as they brought us into this earth, we can never forsake them. We must put our queens on the highest thrones before they leave from this earth. Okay? It's an indictment to leave them isolated and to leave them in fear. We are supposed to exchange that fear for love when they are leading the best end of their lives. Their children are supposed to give them the comfort of ensuring that they find the best endings, inshallah. May Allah love you. May Allah grant you barakat. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa barik wa sallim. Have a beautiful iftar, and we will join you this evening for the dhikr after 8, inshallah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukran, Ummu.
كل